When the government thought that by killing people on the streets, they will thwart the unsatiable quest for economic emancipation, they are damn wrong. All the narrative that the Azimio wants to get to the government through the back door, and that is why they are carrying sufurias on the streets, is a narrative that will not really stand for long. Because tomorrow the Kenya National Human Rights Commission have decided that they are going to the streets, not to protest against an election, but to protest against the high cost of living and the punitive taxes that have been initiated by this administration. Take a look.
Mr. President, how can we report to any police when we realize that our own president supports the action of our children being beaten, being killed, our husbands being maimed and killed? We as women being threatened, tear gassed, as we watch our hustle business being destroyed.
If you listen to the messaging of that looming crisis tomorrow, that lady is saying that they are not obliged to inform the police because it is the very, very police that is enjoying brutality against innocent Kenyans, and they are saying that there is no need in informing the police according to the constitution, because even the police, the police itself does not obey the very, very constitution. Remember, one of the very many roles of the police is to maintain law and order, but our policemen have become unorderly and lawless. But one thing that has shocked me is the fact that when the government thought that they were on top of things and that no one will go to the streets, they are in for a rude shock. And this is one thing that people have been telling Raila Odinga. You need to take a back seat and let people champion this very cause, because people are very hungry. And if you take a back seat, then others will be the ring leaders. The good thing about it is that the Kenya National Human Rights is a body that will not be linked to any politics. They are not going to talk about my votes were stolen, because the Rigathi Gachagua has made it a narrative, a song in the morning, a song in the afternoon, a song in the evening. They are scared that Raila Odinga might want to come to the government. Now, far from it, because Raila said he doesn't want, but you can never level such allegations against a body like the Kenya National Human Rights, because they are not politicians, so they don't want to get into the government. Now, I'm sure that the government will not allow these demonstrations, because they were trying to portray a picture to the international community and to their supporters that Raila's intention was a selfish one. If you listened to the campaign songs, they were saying that they thank God for the rains. We thank God for the bumper harvest, because they don't want to listen to any opinion to the contrary. According to them, the cost of living is just Unga. No wonder they are giving donation fertilizer that was donated from Russia, and they are giving it under subsidy, because according to them, that is the only thing that they need to give you to reduce the high cost of living. Yet the high cost of living includes the cost of electricity that is very exorbitant. The cost of Unga, yes. But when they increase the cost of fuel, then everything is gonna skyrocket. So when they sit down and tell us they're measuring on fertilizer, yes, subsidizing fertilizer is something good that is welcome. But they should not just look at fertilizer itself. One thing that the government must understand is one, the messaging that they are taking to Central, giving people nyama na mchele, once they are done with their campaigns, the messaging will only last for a week because those people are very hungry. From what I saw yesterday, people leaving their homes and houses to go and line up in Sagana State Lodge to be given a plate of waru and rice and nyama. Let me tell you, it portrayed a different picture from the one that they've been giving us. And I don't have anything against the Central guys. What I'm just saying is that our problems are the same. Problems in Central, in Nyanza, in Coast, in Eastern, wherever, they are the same problems. If it is insecurity, insecurity is rocking both Central, or let me just put it this way, it is rocking both the supporters of Ruto and supporters of Raila Amolo Odinga. If it is hunger, it is rocking both of them. Today there was a report about unemployment rate that is really moving very fast. In fact, every year we have people who graduate, but we don't have jobs. And when you look at these problems, they don't just selectively target those who are supporting Raila. Youths who are unemployed are cut across the board, even in Central. And so this is why I'm saying that the messaging will be short-lived. The messaging about Raila wants to get to power will be short-lived because this is the reason why I'm saying it will be short-lived. It does not give a remedy to the real problems. One man, 1 shilling, 1 vote, the coffee problems, unemployment, you know, such kind of things. So they don't go deep to understand and solve. And so when the Kenya National Human Rights go to the street, the police will be up in arms with them because they don't want anyone to think that Kenyans are suffering. All they want is their own narrative, that Raila Amolo Odinga is only hell-bent in causing havoc and chaos, that people are not hungry, that we have bumper harvest, that we have rains and we thank God. And you see, moving forward, it will be interdenominational, you know, Thanksgiving ceremonies to thank God for the rains. But there are real issues that are tangible. People are hungry, let me tell you. The people cannot afford even $1 million a day. You might not believe it because maybe God has blessed you, but people are suffering. We have children who cannot go to school because lack of school fees. We have families who cannot afford a token. I was reading that the frustration rate among our youth have sent them to drug abuse because of the very, very things that we're talking about. The high cost of living. Yet our governments want to bury their heads in the sand as if everything is okay. So with these demonstrations, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow it will be a battle because the police will not allow it, I can assure you. They don't want anything that will portray them in bad faith. They want to feel like they're on top of things. If William Ruto is not careful, very many people will join these demonstrations, the civil servants, because they are being deducted some kind of money that they don't even understand. As we wait for the ruling on the Finance Bill 2023, with a lot of bated breath, but we know it is going to pass because this is something that I've always told you. There are 3 people behind this: World Bank, International Monetary Fund, and of course Ruto himself. This thing can never fail to pass. There is so much needed that if it doesn't, it is like it is a matter of life and death. That's why they were beating people. But last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the demonstrations are coming against the backdrop of a letter that has been written to the ICC. And it is coming against the backdrop of the prosecutor recasting his involvement with the Kenyan case because of his closeness with the President William Samoei Ruto. and the cases in Kenya are being followed. There are a lot of chest thumping, but this time round it is another body that is not Raila Odinga. But you will see Rigiji saying that this is another form of Raila Amolo Odinga. This is another form of Azimio. To them, anything that they don't want is either Uhuru Kenyatta or Raila Amolo Odinga. But let me tell you, Kenya is ripe for change. Kenya is ripe for a revolution. And the revolution will be Unga revolution. And Unga here represents token, school fees, bei ya mafuta, basically bidhaa, the basic commodities. And so we wait and see what will happen. But aluta continua.